Christian Rose, and my topic is the effect of team and individual sports on intelligence. So, our introduction. A lot of people dream to be like big athletes. You may be wondering, what do big athletes have anything to do with intelligence? I mean, some of them don't make too smart of decisions. But if you look at any pro athlete, they're probably the most successful group of people that enter this world. They have to have some intelligence to keep their money, don't they? So, why are sports beneficial? Sports increase your memory, cognitive skills, brain function, and response time. So, Division I college athletes, they either go to the pros or they graduate with high degrees, you know? So, this one's kind of hard for me to admit, but dancing's a sport, you know? And so, Christopher Bergman says that any aerobic fitness increases the brain function. So the pure definition of a sport is anything that has aerobic fitness. So it is shown that football players, if you do ballet, you have better brain function and you can like stay on balance more. So, but the counter for this is injuries. Injuries are major defects to a person's body. They can cause head trauma or death. So it's been found that every 26 in 1,000 football players die from head trauma every year. But for the majority of sports, as you can see in the chart, for the majority of sports, injury rate is very, very low. So philosophy. Kind of funny because philosophy in sports, the only philosophy we have in football is go out there and hit the person with the other colored jersey as hard as you can. But John Locke says that the only way to get new ideas and to increase your intelligence and knowledge is through sensation and reflection. So sensation, your experiences. You're experiencing new things when you go out and you play against somebody else. You're experiencing their culture, you're experiencing that environment around you. And then when you're done reflecting off of how you did, who you met. You know, in track meets, you go and meet the weirdest people or the coolest people, and it allows you to gain more knowledge and intelligence about every single new thing in the world. So there's a graduation rate difference. This chart's a little old, but as you can see, female athletes have a higher graduation rate than anybody else. Now, this graph doesn't account for male athletes going to the pro level, which a lot of them did back then. Richard Southall says that the graduation success rate, the GSR in the NCAA, doesn't even account for students switching to Division II colleges to go for more playing time or going to the pro level. So it doesn't even really measure how much athletes actually succeed. So an athlete's success. A lot of athletes have houses like this, you know, the oceanfront houses, you know, big villas, pools. It's very cool. But even if you're not a pro athlete, you can still have this because any person I know that used to be an athlete has an extremely successful life. Not only just economically, but morally too. Through sports, you build a foundation in life that gives you that future success and increases your intelligence because you're learning so many new things. So this is an NCAA chart. The light blue shows what NCAA thinks how many graduates will graduate that year, but the dark blue is how many actually graduate. So athletes exceed expectations of being intelligent because the sports increase their intelligence so much that the NCAA doesn't really account for that. So on the last one in 2013, more than a quarter of the graduates that they thought were going to make it actually did make it. So why does any of this matter? We need to incorporate physical fitness into the education of children. Robert Louis Stevenson High School up north, they have some of the highest GPAs for any kid. So that allows them to have more funding and to be considered one of the elite schools in the world. But every single child that does anything there has to do at least 2 years of an actual sport. So why not just incorporate that into a child's life? Incorporate sports. That way they at least have a chance to do a sport. That way you're increasing not only their intelligence, but you're also making it look better for the school.
How did you evaluate the evidence that you chose to use?
I evaluated it by, I looked at the reliability of the sources, and then I looked through like what they have to say and how they say it, if it's kind of biased or not. And so then I used which ones that I didn't think was very biased and had that counterclaim on.
Okay, and then what is your level of certainty that you have about your conclusion?
It's a very high level certainty because, you know, all the people that I know that did sports or are doing sports, they're top 10 of their high school class, or they're very successful people, so I have a high certainty